Coach, we are down on the bayou as you get a look inside the Mercedes-Benz Superdome here in New Orleans. Nothing like the fanfare of introductions to an NFL game, and that was in evidence a moment ago. Fireworks, pyrotechnics, you name it. This crowd is ready as their guys get set to match up between the Carolina Panthers and the New Orleans Saints. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And he'll get it up past the 20 to the 22-yard line.
Being I could do.
Here we go. Can't you stop? Protein still.
And again this time to the tailback. Takes this to the 27. Give him 4 yards. 4 yards the result on the first play from scrimmage. Second down. Good job there keeping him to a short gain. Of course, he's coming off a really terrific performance, reigning NFC Defensive Player of the Week.
And I know people get caught up in, well, if you're the reigning Defensive Player of the Week, you must have made a bunch of spectacular plays. I think you mixed in a few of those, but most of the plays are just like we saw there. Keep them to short gains, make the fundamental tackle.
A tough spot here on their opening drive. This is 3rd and 7.
Delta.
From the gun, Herbert. They'll tussle for it, and this is going to be caught. It's a Panthers first down, 17 yards on the play.
They've got good playmakers on the offensive side of the ball. I don't know what happened last week to really hurt their performance and hold down their production, but I would dare say that this week in practice, there's a lot of talk about how they're going to increase their proficiency.
Yeah, that was a good start getting the playmakers involved. You mentioned that to me pregame. That's what they did there.
Yeah, I think a lot of people think the coaching staff really gets on them, and that's how they motivate them. Most of these guys are self-motivated. They have a lot of pride in their performance.
So in Saints territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 43. Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9.
Defensively here, you're facing a top-5 team in terms of points scored in the NFL. So when they're that high-powered, you've got to find a way to hold them under 20, because to me, that's the magic number. 20 points scored gives yourself you give yourself your best chance to win.
So if they're up around 24, 28, 30, they could be in some trouble.
And I think so, because then you turn it into a shootout, and that means your offense has to keep pace.
8 yards on the completion, but now they face 3rd down. 2nd down pass play got him 8 yards. Now they've got a 3rd and a couple remaining. And he's got his target. That's more. Touchdown, Carolina. DJ Moore with touchdown number 7 on the year. As his guys are able to strike first here in this opening quarter.
Hold me.
Extra point right down the middle. And it's now a 7-0 game. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And he'll be brought down at the 23, make it the 24-yard line.
So I lost the first game with him, trying to make sure I don't blow him out. Who up behind your bed? You see your charger for your phone charged up. Alright, honestly, we ain't finna be doing this now, cause you really need to go to sleep so you can get your ass up for Easter Bunny tomorrow. You bullshitting. Come on, go. Slap the hell out of this little girl. Worse. Oh, jeez.
They'll run on 1st down. McFarland. And he is swallowed up right at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play there. 2nd down.
Oh, nigga.
But we just saw a great example of what we talked about with his coach prior to the game. He's definitely one of the better linebackers at reading a play and flowing to make the stop before it turns into something big.
So after the run for no gain, here's 2nd and 10. Now it's Jackson. He's going to launch this thing way downfield. And this is going to wind up incomplete. The coverage there too strong on the deep ball, and now they face a third down.
Well, that certainly looked like something that they discussed all week in practice getting ready for this one. Take the big shot right out of the gate. At worst, you'll open up the defense a little bit, loosen them up, and have them back on their heels.
And the incomplete pass on second down. Now they need a big play here, 3rd and 10. Throwing is Jackson. And this time he's got the hook up. It's complete. And he takes us beyond the 35 before going out of bounds. 12 yards there, good for a Saints first down. So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. Jackson. He's going to go for a big play downfield. And this will be incomplete. Physical play on the football there, and it's 2nd down.
A lot of contact there, but there's no way it appeared that he was going to get a flag on that one. Looking for it, but he wasn't going to get it. And as an ex-defensive back, you love it when they let you play and jostle downfield.
They'll try again from the 36 on 2nd and 10. To throw is Jackson. Jackson, he lost the football. And it's picked up by the Panthers. And he'll bring this one back to the 29. In their locker room, they've got a sign that says defense wins championships. And Charles, they pointed to that this week, said that has to be us. Looking good early.
I like how you saw that because of the bold letters, right? You saw the emphasis that they place on that and what they believe in. And for them, it's every single snap.
Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked up by the Michigan man, Jabril Peppers. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. He couldn't get the hook up there that time with Thomas.
The Saints take over 1st and 10 at their own 10-yard line.
Getting set for their next drive, the New Orleans offense. And, you know, certainly a lot of football left to be played. We're not into December yet, but right now where we stand, they're first place in their division.
Right back at
and a heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked off at the 33. And this return is going to be halted right around the 28-yard line.
Well, that's a drive killer right there. Not a really confident throw either. This one was kind of up for grabs, and it's going to come down the hands of the wrong team.
And he'll take this down just shy of the 25-yard line. 2 yards on the pickup there. It'll be 2nd and 8. And he'll give it here to his running back. 4 yards on the pickup there as it'll leave him with a 3rd and about 4 more for a first. We haven't seen much from him running the football here in this first quarter.
No, you're right about that. We haven't seen much of him at all so far. They've stacked him up pretty well, but when you're trying to run the football, sometimes you got to play the long game. Keep handing it to him, and some of those runs that aren't working now, they turn into 6, 7, 8, and maybe more later on.
Well, this is going to depend on the spot, but it's not a very generous one. He looks to be about a yard or so short. It's a pickup of 3, but it brings up what will be an interesting 4th and 1.
It's now 4th down.
And no signs of the field goal unit. They're going for it on 4th down. They'll try and run for it. And they are going to stop him on 4th and 1 as they'll wind up going backwards. He only needed a yard, but he couldn't even get back to the line of scrimmage. And the Saints will have the football back. The Saints offense on the field ready to get their drive started. And job one here, Charles, just keep possession of the football. 2 drives, 2 turnovers to this point.
You're exactly right, Doctor. Hippocratic oath. First, do no harm. And right now, they're harming themselves on offense.
I like that. No one is mistaking me for a doctor, though. But thank you, Dr. Davis. Throwing to start the drive, but that one incomplete. Got out of the pocket. Didn't look like he had anybody open, Charles, so just gets rid of it.
And a good play by him. If no one's open and you don't have a running lane that you want to take, make the right choice. Get rid of it. Live to fight another down.
Jackson?
From the 21, it's 2nd and 10.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. And here we go again. Here we go again. Mike 52. Mike 52.
Here's Jackson. Going to throw again. Escaping the pressure right. And now he's going to use his legs. And give him 10 that time as he was able to get away from the pressure and get a nice gain.
Y'all playing the wrong football. Mike 52. Here we go. Mike 52. Mike 52. Come off the ball. Mike 52. Mike 52.
Jackson looking to throw on third. He's going to find his running back. It's complete. A big gain of 38 there on third down.
That's good for the Saints. First down. First and 10 at the 31-yard line.
So from Panther territory now, it's first and 10 down at the 31. After one, 7-0 on EA Sports. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another first and 10.
Mike's 50.
From the gun, it's Jackson. He'll buy some time right. That is caught at the 7. And he is out of bounds, but first he gets it inside the 10 to the 7. 23 yards on the play. Two big plays in succession. Not sure this D knows what hit him, but now they got to get ready. It's first and goal.
Focus, defense, focus. Check Mike 99. I got him.
Jackson from the shotgun. Buying time to his left. He'll try and run it. And they'll get this from the 8 to the 5. Pickup of 3.
Well, he did a nice job keeping his eyes downfield, waiting for someone to get open. But once the pressure forced his eyes down to see the rush, it was time to make a break for it.
The Saints going to call the first of their timeouts. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this second quarter.
Somebody that ran head up with my linebacker, man.
And the ball smacked down on the 5-yard line. Here's second and goal.
Check 13. Hey, go.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he will push his way forward down to about the 3-yard line. Call it a gain of a yard as they get a little bit closer here. It's third and goal.
It's now third and goal.
Got it. Hey, we got Mike 50. Mike 50, huh? Slam.
They'll try to run this one in. And he is in for the score. Touchdown, New Orleans. A great play there. His 21st touchdown of the season as they are now on the board here in the first half. Extra point splits the uprights, and we are tied at 7. So all even at 7 now as they kick it away.
And how he got Lamar Jackson.
This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And he's able to get it across the 20, but not by much, as he's marked down at the 21-yard line. The Panthers out there and ready to begin their next drive. And, Charles, if the season ended today, and it's not going to, we still have December left. We're only in November. But they would be a wild card team. And that's great. They'd be in the playoffs, but you know they're trying to bump up to be one of those division leaders.
That guarantees you at least one home game in the playoffs, and that's what you're really seeking. But there also isn't much margin for error for this team, right? Because right where they're sitting, A 2-game losing streak could have them out of the playoffs, so they've got to make sure they continue to keep the momentum going.
Absolutely. There's some sharks smelling blood in the water behind them. And he'll be marked down at the 26 with a gain of 7. That's a staple of this offense. Drag route to the tight end.
Yeah, he's unable to use his size to break off much more yardage after the catch, but still an effective gain nonetheless.
The Panthers on 3rd down. They've been okay. 2 for 3 thus far. This is 3rd and 4. Back to throw. Herbert. Quick hitter here. It's complete. And he's able to get it to the 31, and that's enough for the first. 3rd down turns to first with that 5-yard pickup. Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. Now a handoff here to his running back. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
Switch it. Come on, switch it. Hey, alert 3. Check 52. Check. Check 9. Check. Go.
Now we'll get a quick timeout called by New Orleans, number 2. So as they take it over, we step aside.
Go. 15 line. Watch it. Watch the safety creep. Under 10. 10. Jim. What? Squeeze.
Now they try the right side here. And to the 42-yard line here and brought down there. 9 yards to pick up there, and it's a 1st down.
Boy, he does it at a high level, doesn't he? Because when I watch him, I think of his vision. Straight ahead, peripheral. Also has that sense of where holes are going to be before they actually open. I think that helps set him apart from many of the other backs in the league.
And to give this time to the tailback. A solid run on 1st down. Gain of 7 leaves him with a 2nd and 3. We've hit the 2-minute mark of the first half. All knotted up at 7. Coming up in a couple of minutes, we'll get you to Jonathan Coachman in Orlando. The coach will have stats and scores from earlier today in the NFL.
Tight dog. Hey, check 24.
And he'll give it here to his running back. And just 1 yard here from the 49 to the 50.
And this is why aggressive defense coordinators love to blitz. It wreaks havoc because they end up taking their attention to the blitzers, freed up the D lineman to make the play.
Trying to keep the drive going here. This is play number 7 on 3rd and 2. From the midfield strike, they'll look to throw. And Thomas has it. That good for 6 as they keep this drive right on rolling.
When an offense reads blitz, doesn't matter where it's coming from, tight ends know that they become a big part of the passing game because they should be an easy outlet when all those extra bodies are trying to get to the quarterback. A hot route, so to speak.
Throwing on 1st down. Herbert. Going right side here, and that's complete. And he goes down, but not before getting this inside the 25. Now the Panthers going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll get a chance to talk it over after picking up the 1st down.
Ready. 18 Gator. 6-6. Pull it high. Check safety. You go take.
Now a handoff here to his running back. And he is brought down at the 22 after a gain of 2, and it brings up 2nd down.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
And this has been a recurring theme tonight for sure. Nowhere to run. Back to the line of scrimmage, that's all. And for the Saints here on third down, an extra defensive back on the field. Looking to throw. Herbert. And it's intercepted at the goal line. Read it well, and it's picked. Well, they thought they were going to break the tie. The defense had other plans. They were already in field goal range, but boom, an interception.
I don't know if this was a case of being a little bit too greedy with the opportunity to put points on the board, but give credit to the guys on the defensive side. Hung in there, battled, and made a key play.
An opening there on that first down run as he gets this forward for about 8 or 9. That looks to be 8 officially, so 2nd and 2. Third and 2. Here's Jackson. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Well, they go play fake. The problem is nobody was faked out.
And when no one's faked out, what's the end result? Quarterback gets hit.
Here comes the Saints punter now, as he's on to punt for the first time tonight. This is taken at the 23. Give him 11 yards that time on the return. And control of the football switching hands with very little time remaining until the half. The Panthers out there and ready to begin their next drive. You've got less than 30 seconds left here in the half. You're well on your own side of the field. What are we doing here, Coach Davis?
Well, I'm trying something on first down. And
for the third time here in this half, it's intercepted. Picked off around the 41.
The Saints take over first and 10 at their own 41-yard line.
Getting set for their next drive, the New Orleans offense. And with time quickly fading here in the second quarter, not sure how aggressively, offensively they want to play this.
I think we'll find out just how much they trust.
That he will go down outside of the pocket for a sack. Tried to get away, but could not. So a touchdown apiece. That's what we have to show at halftime as they head to the locker room. 7-7 our score. As we send you on over to Orlando for Jonathan Coachman in our EA Sports halftime report. Take it away, Coach. All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. Set and ready to go for the second half. One touchdown apiece. 7-7 our score. That's fielded in the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25.
Good job. You like it?
I had her until she was making. My girl. My girl did that.
So how many you did? Yeah. You like it? You gonna find it tomorrow? Yeah. Good job.
The Saints offense on the field, ready to get their drive started. They have a chance to break our tie here as we get a look at the first drive of quarter 3.
And it's such a tone setter, isn't it? Because both sides trying to seize momentum to begin the half. What do they have dialed up that'll give them an advantage to move the ball downfield?
Let's find out what they have dialed up. They had the run for no gain. Now they'll try again from the 25 on 2nd and 10. Off the play fake, here's Jackson. He's going to look deep for more. And that'll be incomplete. Good protection that time, and they couldn't hook up on the long one. Now it's third down. So, Charles, tie game here. What are your keys as we continue to play this second half?
I know people think it's always trite when you say the same things over and over, but they're tried and true in the game of football. Who's going to block better? Who's going to tackle better? In this case, to me, it's turnovers. You've got to take care of the football in order to win the game.
Big play coming up. Here's 3rd and 10.
I would expect to see some pressure here.
Man, I got you. Hey, 50 to Mike, 50 to Mike. And here we go.
The pressure drops off as they'll look to throw. Throws right side, and that's complete. And he'll have it past midfield almost to the 40 before being taken down. They chalk that one up as a gain of 34 on 3rd down. They'll try the left side. McFarland. The former LSU Tiger Dante Jackson on the stop.
Defenses always have a goal of holding a runner under 100 yards. Well, he went over 150 last week, won NFC Player of the Week award honors. And guess what? He's got a chance to do it again because of that vision he has. He sees holes that maybe don't exist.
Call it a gain of 4 there, so it sets up a big play here. 3rd and a yard.
Tough first half for him, unable to put up the numbers he's used to producing. But with a guy like him, you and I both know it just takes a couple of explosive touches for him to make an impact on this game and on the stat sheet as well.
Hey, switch gears.
Yeah.
Check three.
Mommy right there.
On 3rd down, McFarland. And he's going to get to the 31, enough for the 1st down. They needed a yard. They got it. 1st down.
I'd say they've got to find a way to get him going. He's such a big part of their offense. I wonder if they might throw it a little and come back to the run.
Anything, because you're right. He's pretty much been completely neutralized. Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10.
Listen to Papa Smith.
They'll try the left side. McFarland. And he'll take it into the end zone for the Saints touchdown. A great effort there. Touchdown number 22 on the season. And the Saints have taken the lead. He's given him a little jolt, just gave him the lead there, but 2 TDs now in the game.
And that jolt puts them in the lead. What a terrific job by him. He is carrying the ball and simply saying, I want to win.
And now he's hoping his defense has that mentality as they try to hang on to that lead. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And the decision to bring it out is going to cost him about 7 yards all told as he's taken down back shy of the 20. The Panthers out there and ready to begin their next drive. And this game was all square at halftime, but now they find themselves down 7 following the opening drive touchdown here in the 3rd quarter.
And they need to take a good, relaxing, deep breath, don't you think? Because right now they might start to feel like they've got to play catch-up here and start matching them point for point. But it's still too early to get there. They can still run their offense. Plenty of time to get back in this game.
After the loss to start out, here's 2nd and 11.
64, weak.
Second and 11. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Chalk that up as their first sack in this game, and they tallied 4 a week ago.
and probably not as much exultation in that sack as what took us so long. Because when you get 4 the previous week, you're counting on continuing that momentum. They didn't get that done in the first half of the game. Let's see now if they start to bring even more exotic pressure towards the quarterback.
Throwing on 3rd and long. Herbert, he's going to fire one deep, middle of the field. And that's caught inside the 35. And he'll take this into the end zone. Touchdown, Carolina. DJ Moore, 87 yards. As they are an extra point away now from tying this football game.
I've been looking for straight in all that.
Point after here coming up.
Yeah, I think. I'm trying to find it now if he beat me or not. Yeah. Hey, when I see the
we've
nigga
got a good one, bro. We're all knotted up at 14.
I almost sent to his ass. I don't know. What a nigga 19 is. We got one more. I think he beat me first. He's 10 and 2, shit.
Nothing separating these two teams on the scoreboard as the kicks away here. That's fielded in the end zone. And he'll take it up past the 25 to the 20. Yard line.
Babe, you want to put one on there for me?
Getting set for their next drive, the New Orleans offense. And these two teams have traded touchdowns so far with their first possessions here in the 3rd quarter, so we're right back to where we started at intermission.
Yeah, how about that? Tied at the half, tied after the first 2 drives of the 3rd quarter, 1 for each. That tells me that someone's defense has got to step up and make a big play and try and change the momentum of this game.
Great way to start the drive. 20 big ones and a first down.
Figured out how to work.
A big hitter to start the drive has him up near midfield here for 1st and 10.
Let's go. You tighten up.
Shit, the way you work it, you can adjust it.
They'll keep it on the ground. McFarland. And he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair.
I know they've got to be careful not to go to the well too often, but it's a fine line, isn't it? Because sometimes, if you've got success, you want to just keep pounding away.
But no success there. They rallied quickly on the defensive end.
Mike 52. Here we go. Where's 50? Set up. Here we go.
On 2nd and 12, Jackson. And all this is taken in one-handed. What a catch. And they're going to have another first down as the tackle's made at the Panthers' 29-yard line.
Gotta love the catch. I think you gotta love the gloves as well.
Yeah, these one-handed catches, that was great. And they're fun. They're becoming a little more ho-hum right there.
Yeah, they really are. And I know that it sounds like we're taking credit away from the guys, and we don't mean that at all. They really work hard on this one-handed catch thing, but I think the gloves have to be helping in a big way.
I mean, you want some bullshit.
On first down, McFarland. A big hitter there, a first down gain of 26 yards. They went with the nickel look defensively, so they had 5 defensive backs in there. Didn't help them stop the run.
Yeah, I love that, the nickel look. 5 cents, 5 DBs. But what also happens then? You take a big body off the field in order to insert that guy. So you're taking a big off for a little, and oftentimes you can run the football effectively against that defense.
Two big plays in succession. Not sure this D knows what hit him, but now they got to get ready. It's 1st and goal. They'll keep it on the ground. McFarland able to get a couple here, but won't get across the plane as they stop him right around the 1. One quarter remains here on a Sunday night. We'll return with more after this. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Second and goal from the 1.
Check 31, check 31. Slam, slam, slam.
They'll try to run this one in. And he takes it across and into the end zone. Touchdown, Saints. A great play there with touchdown number 23 here on the year. And they're able to break the tie and move out in front here in this 4th quarter. Point after, right down the middle. And the lead is now 21-14. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. Touchdown, Carolina.
They ran and kicked the time back on the top of that.
One of the most exciting plays in football. A kickoff return for a touchdown. And in all the excitement, let's not lose sight of the fact that now the pressure shifts to that snapper or the kicker. This extra point is really important.
Don't forget the extra point. It's up and good. And an important one that is, as we are all tied now early in this 4th quarter. A couple of teams locked into a good one here. 21 all the score as the kick's away. That'll be taken in the end zone. And he'll take it back
nobody heard about the
line. The Saints offense on the field, ready to get their drive started. And that recipe on their last drive that resulted in a touchdown looked pretty good, so they'll be hoping to do that once more.
And it takes me back to when we sat with the offensive coordinator and the head coach. They felt pretty good about their game plan and thought there were some holes in the defense, and they exploited them the last time out. Let's see if they can come back and put together a similar drive.
And we'll see if they can do just that. So the big play gets them across midfield now for 1st and 10.
You know, they hit me, though. He got the flu shit going.
Give him 9 on the carry that time, and they're set up with a 2nd and 1.
Yeah.
This drive is turning into an extended one, and the guy carrying the ball, he's becoming more like a body blows guy. Every carry is putting some damage on the defense. So after a while, I'm not too sure how many guys are going to want to run up and tackle him.
The last run got 9. That leaves him with 2nd and a yard. Now a give, right side. Grant. And this time not quite to the 30. It'll be down at the 31-yard line. They'll get 3 as the drive continues. It's a 1st down.
2nd and 1 is often an invitation to take the big shot downfield. I bet the offensive lineman said, "Are you kidding? We just get on our backs and let's go get the 1st down." They love being physical.
Here's Grant. That's a gain of 4 as we slip inside of 4 minutes left in regulation.
Looks like they're establishing a pretty good pattern here because they've been very heavy in the running game on the last 4 plays.
Yeah, you took the words right out of my mouth. So far, 4 plays in this drive, all 4 on the ground. The run got 4. Now they deal with a 2nd and 6.
2 times. 3 down, 3 down. Mike's 50. I got one.
Now a give, right side. McFarland. Just a gain of a yard there, and now it'll be third down.
Partner, we know today's NFL is really built around the guy throwing the football. But these short runs, they still pay dividends because they can take their toll on a defense, and they can add up as the game goes along. You control the clock, you control the ball, and that way you often control the game.
One of the bigger plays in the game thus far, and the crowd getting into it as we come up on a big third down.
50's the Mike. 50's the Mike. Watch the pass.
From the gun, Jackson. Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete. What a difference a week makes. Last week he hit over 80% of his passes. This week he's down under 50%. What do you see as the difference?
Well, I think we're used to seeing a drop. If someone's over 80%, they're not going to hold that number. Not in this league. But a drop under 50%, that just tells me that the defense has spent a lot of extra time on game films and came up with a really good plan to try and chip away at his timing.
40 pounds. I mean, motherfucking chicken wings or chicken tenders or chicken thighs, chicken legs, whatever the hell you want for 40 pounds. Swanky dog. Swanky dog, a big old eat for a week straight chicken.
And that'll set him back 5.
Yeah, come on. Why that, bitch? Grilled chicken, barbecue chicken, fried chicken. No, hell no, it ain't cooked. Yeah, it's
so
called a chicken
farm. So now one of the biggest kicks of the night is forthcoming. This to break our fourth quarter tie.
Yeah, that's like it. The chicken farm said everything right here.
It's right down the middle. And with that, they will move out in front by 3. So the drive here ends with a field goal. It does give them the lead, but this one's still certainly a long ways from over.
It definitely puts a lot of pressure on your defense to hold the lead, right? They're happy to have it. They're happy to be out there trying to do so. But I know as a former player, in the back of their mind, they're thinking, why don't you score the touchdown and seal this thing?
Ought to go buy a deep freezer just to goddamn buy more, dude.
The Panthers out there and ready to begin their next drive. And they will simply, Charles, be looking to duplicate what they did last drive when they were able to push it in for 6.
And they hope it'll be that easy, right? To be able to take exactly what happened before, replicate it. They may have to make a few additional changes along the way because I'm sure the defense will make some adjustments, but they've got to have great confidence having scored the last time out.
They don't need to run another play here before the 2-minute warning. Let's see if they do it anyway. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. It'll go as a loss of a yard, and it'll set up third down. Three points separating these two sides with 2 minutes left to go in the fourth. One of the bigger plays in the game thus far, and the crowd getting into it as we come up on a big third down. So it's Panther football as we welcome you back. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. On third down, Herbert. He's going to let it fly. They've got his man complete. And they're going to have this across midfield and inside the 45. Now the Panthers going to use the first of their timeouts. That'll leave them with 2 remaining. We'll be back after this. So the big play gets him across midfield now for 1st and 10. And a give this time to the tailback. And this has been a recurring theme tonight for sure. Nowhere to run. Back to the line of scrimmage, that's all.
Partner, they're clearly saving those timeouts, but they still have to work with some urgency to put themselves in the right position.
Go! 8 read.
Back to throw. Now a desperation throw deep down. This is caught inside the 15. The previous play, they barely got back to the line of scrimmage. Now they pick up over 30 yards. Now that's now 2 big catches on this drive for him.
You know, the NFL keeps talking about the possibility of using video for coaching on the sidelines. That's not approved yet, but you can still use pictures. They've got to send his picture down to their defense and say, you see him? Cover him.
Now a handoff looking right. And this one will wind up with him losing yardage back to the 4-yard line. Officially, it will go as a 1-yard loss, and that's going to lead to a 3rd down. Trying to keep the drive going here. This is play number 7 on 3rd and 2. Now they try the right side here. And this is going to result in losing yardage. They're driven back to the 8-yard line. The Panthers going to use the second of their timeouts as they'll stop it with 13 seconds left to play. So on 4th down, out trots the kicker in a big spot here. This to potentially send us to overtime. And his kick is good. And they will tie this game here in the final seconds. So a money kick there in the final seconds, and now, barring any hijinks on the kickoff here, partner, I think you and I, we're going to settle in for a little overtime.
And I wouldn't have it any other way. This has been a dogfight all through regulation. No reason to think it won't continue in the extra period.
Nothing separating these two sides. 24 all our score as he sends this one away. That's fielded in the end zone. And with time a factor here late, he'll just take a knee and they'll put it out to the 25. Getting set for their next drive, the New Orleans offense. They have a little bit of time here to get into field goal range. Not much. In a tie game, you don't want to do anything crazy, right?
I agree with you on that one. Risk-reward, okay? If you go for it, what is the absolute reward on this? But the risk is probably greater. Run the clock out, get to overtime, and try and win it there.
All right, we'll see if they do just that. And we will get a timeout with 2 ticks left. So it's all going to ride here on the left foot of their kicker. This from long, very long range. And we will get a timeout with 2 ticks left. So now it all comes down to the left foot of their kicker. This from long, very long range. And this kick is not going to be close. It's well short, well right to boot. And that changes everything here in OT. It's a little teaching moment here. Overtime rules. Remind us how this goes, partner.
Okay, so in the past, we had sudden death. First team to score wins, but no longer. Now, if the team receives the ball, scores a touchdown, they win the game. If they kick a field goal, though, or don't score, the other team gets a possession. And after both teams get a possession, then we're into sudden death. First team to score wins the game.
That'll be taken in the end zone. And all that worked, but he stopped where he ultimately would have been, and he's simply taken a knee, and that's the 25-yard line.
O-line, D-line, like every single nigga is ready.
The Saints offense on the field, ready to get their drive started. They control their own destiny here. They have the football in overtime. Obviously, a touchdown would win it.
And I think teams around the league are still adjusting to the idea of going downfield, scoring a touchdown wins the game, because they were used to just going downfield and trying to get in field goal range to win a game. Still having to make that transition, Let's face it now, the ones who are doing it best know they need to go down, attack, put the ball in the end zone, and not leave it up to a field goal and give the other team a chance.
Yeah, as we said, they control their own destiny now. On 2nd and 11 now. Jackson dancing to his left. He turned that into a nice gain. Gets him 8 yards closer for 3rd down.
Backfield with Lamar, break out of run for my team.
Makes it 3rd and 3.
So a big play in this opening drive of overtime. Now looking at a 3rd and 3. First throw in overtime now for Jackson. It's a short one here, complete to the tight end. And he's going to be taken down here still a couple yards short of the first. Good defense holds him to only a yard, and it'll be 4th down.
What you doing, bro? Play him.
So a big move here, playing to win in overtime. They're going to go for it on 4th down. And with a play clock at 3, we'll get a signal and a timeout on the whistle. They'll be left with just 1 remaining here at OT. A big call here in overtime. They're going for it on 4th down.
You don't know he's cheating, dog.
Check Mike, exit. Check Mike, you ain't doing nothing today. You ain't doing nothing.
They'll try and throw for it with Jackson. Got a man, it's Ross, complete. And he's going to have the first down at about the 38. A gigantic call there in overtime, but it pays off with a first down. So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. Now a give, right side. McFarland, and he's able to get this one out closer to midfield across the 45. It's a 7-yard carry to set them up with a 2nd and 3. So they'll come up after the gain of 7 on a 2nd and 3.
Check. Motion out of the backfield. Mike's 50. Come to my work. We want it. Come to my work. Hey, Mike's 50.
Here's Jackson. He's going to have the hook up to Ross. That throw good for only a couple. It brings up 3rd down.
And when you're playing a quarterback with some experience and some moxie, you enter the danger zone when you decide to blitz him, because if he's able to diagnose as he did on that play, he can hurt you downfield.
He reads defenses so well, doesn't he?
He really does, and the best part about that play for him, I don't think that was his primary target.
I don't think so either.
I think he had the read, figured out where the blitz was coming from, and went to a secondary target for a really nice gain.
Hey, 50's the Mike. Come on. Hey, Mike's 50. Not today, you are. Not today. Mike 50. It's coming this way.
From the gun on 3rd down, Jackson under pressure here, and down he goes. Sacked back at about the 43-yard line. 2 minutes left in this overtime session, and still all tied. And now the punt team couldn't get ready in time, and this is going to be a delay. That's going to set them back 5 yards. The offense staying out there. They look prepared to go here on 4th and 10. Jackson throwing on 4th down. And able to catch it, but he's out of bounds. Now the throw took him beyond the sideline, and that's going to be a turnover on downs. And he'll have a tough time living that one down. It's one thing, Charles, to drop a pass. It's quite another to drop it on 4th down.
And so many teams work on that in terms of locking in on those key downs. You know, I've seen, you and I have both been to practices where we've seen, hey, 3rd down situation, big 3rd down alert, lock in here. 4th down play, make sure you focus just a little bit extra. It didn't pay off in that situation.
Now a handoff looking right. And some room to run now. And they do get him down, but not before he's able to slip it inside the 5-yard line. That one's good for 35 yards on the ground and a 1st down.
Set, ready? 60 Pittsburgh. Get it.
Going out to Moore. And that will be caught by Moore. He's got a Panthers touchdown. Partner, a great game that we got to see and making it extra special. Not only did I get 4 quarters with you in this one, I got some overtime, a little whipped cream on top.
Look at you, trying to make this whole thing palatable.
I just want you to pay for my meal.
He had the ball all overtime. He put the ball 9 times on his own 30-some yard line. He punt. You see him multiple times, got down there, never punted. He stopped him, went down there, Emery, and then went down there and hit that with an RPO pass.
They move to 9-2 with a win here. And they'll get another road test next week as they head to Arizona to take on the Cardinals. Meanwhile, for New Orleans, they go down to defeat for just the 2nd time in 11 games so far. And they'll try to turn it around next week as they head to Atlanta for a matchup with the Falcons.